Week 17 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few forwards I look to sell and trade this week. The first forward, DeMar DeRozan of the Chicago Bulls. So it's been a great season for DeMar DeRozan, and surprisingly, he didn't get traded at the NBA trade deadline. But right now, this Bull team, they're out of it. And towards the end of the season, more of the younger players are going to be playing a little bit more. They might cut down DeMar DeRozan's playing time, and they want a lottery pick as this Bull team. After this season, it just didn't work, this experiment, with all these good players on the roster not gelling together. So on the year, 22.7 points a game, 4.1 rebounds, 5.2 assists, 1.2 steals, and 47% from the field. So DeRozan, another great season, no doubt about it, for him with this Bull team. And like I said, it was surprising they didn't deal him at the deadline. In the last couple weeks, 26.3 points a game, 4.4 rebounds, 4.1 assists, 1.6 steals, and 48% from the field. So now with LaVine out for the season, DeRozan's getting more of a green light, and he's putting up huge numbers, no doubt about it. But like I said, this Bull team towards the end of the year, I think they're going to cut his minutes back, and they want to get a lottery pick. So the last few games for DeRozan: February 8th at Memphis, 30 points, 8 boards, an assist, 3 threes, 64% from the field. February 10th at Orlando, 28 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, to 3, 45% from the field. And February 12th at the Hawks, 29 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 58% from the field. To DeRozan, he's getting to the line. He's hitting his mid-range jumper, where we know he's one of the better mid-range shooters in the league. Not really much of a three-point shooter, but he's going to give you assists and he's going to give you rebounds. So right now, while he's at peak value, I think you could get a great play in return for DeMar DeRozan. And like I said, towards the end of the year, it's something to think about, where he might not be playing every game, while at least be getting those big minutes where they want to see what these young guys could do. The next sell and trade at forward position, Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans. I know in these videos, a lot of these guys haven't had injury concerns throughout their NBA careers. And Zion Williamson, the numbers have even dropped off a little bit this year compared to other seasons. 22.1 points a game, 5.5 boards, 4.8 assists, a steal, and 58% from the field. So Zion, we still know he's a physical force that could get to the hoop at will. Not much of a jump shooter or a three-point shooter at all. But rebounding's been an issue for him. And also consistency at times has been an issue. And right now, he's dealing with a little bit of a sore foot. I know he played yesterday's ball game, but I think this could be a lingering issue for Zion Williamson, especially someone with his athleticism and the way he could jump and stuff like that. That foot could give out sooner than later, I believe. February 7th at the Clippers, 21 points, 3 boards, 10 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, 43% from the field. February 9th at the Lakers, 30 points, 9 boards, 5 assists, a steal, a block, 63% from the field. And February 12th at Memphis, 14 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, a steal, a block, 30% from the field. So Zion, he's putting up pretty solid numbers, no doubt about it. But like I said, with CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram over there, the numbers are going to be up and down. And also with this sore foot, it might be nothing right now, but foot injuries obviously linger throughout the season and also could turn into plantar fasciitis for. So right now, well, Zion's been playing for the most part this season, and he's only missed games here and there. This is a perfect time to sell him high because his rebounding is down this season. The points per game are going to be down, like I said, with Ingram, McCollum on the roster. And right now, while everything looks good for Williamson, he's a sell high this week in the third and final forward. I look to sell in trades. Jeremiah Grant, the Portland Trailblazers. So just like a DeMar DeRozan situation, this Trailblazer team, they don't have much going on this season, and they're playing for a lottery pick once again. And Grant's also coming off a 49-point game where he's at peak value and definitely a sell-high player. So on the season for Grant, 21.9 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 2.1 threes, and 46% from the field. But the last couple weeks, 30.3 points a game, 5.3 rebounds, 4.7 assists, 1.7 threes, and 46% from the field. So anytime a guy comes off a monster game like Grant did, you dangle him on your trade block and see if someone would bite and think that production could be reasonable for the rest of the season. So the last few games for Grant: January 31st versus the Bucks, 18 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 50% from the field. February 2nd and 4th, he sat out those games. February 8th versus Detroit, 49 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 threes, 48% from the field. His former team, and they lost that game even with him scoring 49. And then February 10th versus the Pelicans, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 threes, 41% from the field. So like I said, coming off that 49-point game for Jeremiah Grant, just right there alone, put him on the trade block and see if you could get anything of more consistency. So with the Trailblazers out of it once again this season, Grant possibly getting minutes cut or missing games towards the end of the year where they're trying to tank for a high pick. And him coming off a big game, he's a perfect sell high candidate this week. So that's a few forwards I look to sell and trade here for week 17 of the fantasy basketball season.